Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. Have you ever wondered what it's like to travel around our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.? If you've never been, well, you're in store because we have some stories to share on our recent visit to Washington, D.C. But before we do, please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. And want to give a huge shout out to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you, Nick.
No, you're welcome. Hello, winners.
Hello. So, your very first time to Washington, D.C. What was your thoughts? As a first timer.
Well, I was extremely positively surprised. I was not expecting a lot from it. I was like, okay, I'm going to see what I saw on TV, when I see on TV all the time, when I see the White House and the other monuments. But I don't know, the mentality is not my cup of tea, I guess. So I was like, I don't know if it's going to be fun or not. But it was a blast. The food is fantastic. We went to very nice places. We were straight downtown, so it was pretty cool. It's fun also to know that it's Virginia and Washington D.C. It's kind of fun to see Arlington and the other side, a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And then you showed me a lot of those different monuments. That was fun. We walked around. It was very cold also.
Yeah.
If you go to D.C., I would suggest you to go during the summertime so you can have the sun and the green. I was expecting to see more green, but it was so cold. I mean, there was no water, no green.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit sad on that level. So I'm definitely going to go back. It's very nice. I mean, people who follow us, the guys know that we love to go to cigar bar, and we love the atmosphere in cigar bar, the fact to connect with people, nice music, good leather sofa and stuff like that. And we found one who is just probably, if not the best, one of the best cigar bar I ever been to. And we spent actually 3 evenings in a row there. That was so relaxing and so good. Yeah, and we went to very, very nice place close to the capital. So shout out to Lauren, who did a fantastic job showing us around, and she had the good connections to get me to get us to. We went on a rooftop bar where we had the perfect view on everything. So yeah, definitely fantastic. Looking forward to talk more in detail about everything we experienced.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Lauren. She was a phenomenal host, taking us around. I've been in DC several times. I think if you want to see DC with the cherry blossoms bloom, it's usually the end of March, early April. That's a beautiful time. Summer can get hot, but definitely still very nice. And then fall, you get to see the leaves change. There's really not a bad time to go to DC. It was cold and very windy, but I think the nice thing about that is that we didn't have as many long lines as what you normally would with some of the things. So for our winner's edification, of course we went to the White House and saw that. Of course we went to the Supreme Court. Of course we went to the Capitol building. Of course we saw the Lincoln Memorial Monument. And what was your favorite monument?
The Bill Clinton Memorial.
He calls the Washington.
That's the memorial of the time of Bill Clinton was at the office. And I loved it. I think that's once you were there. I love that everything is aligned properly.
Yeah.
And yeah, you should be proud, Bill.
Yeah.
That was a very flattering monument for him. Designed by Monica Lewinsky.
Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. And then we went to the National Archives, got to see the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, which was really cool. So, you checked off the big stuff. There's so many museums we didn't get to because, it was part of a work trip. But the Smithsonian museums are fascinating. But the food, it is one of the things when I think about different cities, big cities, normally people think like New York, right? Because there's so many different food establishments. Texas, because of Tex-Mex.
Vegas, New York.
Vegas, of course, yeah. But DC, and we had some variety. That was good. Which one was your favorite restaurant? Because we went to some really nice ones.
The corner one, I don't know the name of it. The big one on the corner, Hamilton.
Yeah,
that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, the food was outstanding. We had the octopus that was so good. We always love to go eat octopus.
Yeah.
Calamari was great. The meat. I mean, I had the pork chop, like. That was delicious. Whatever you took.
Yeah, the buco.
Oh my God.
I only had 2 months out of the year, and that I barely touched with my fork, and it was falling off the bone.
Yeah, so that's amazing. And people were with us at Italian food there, and that looks phenomenal. They have fresh pasta. Very highly recommended place. Loved it.
That was the only place we got. We got desserts at it.
The dessert was we were so full, but everybody said, you need to take dessert. Dessert is the best part. And then we had a dessert, and it was like a chocomousse cake, and then you had a cake.
Yeah, peanut butter cake.
Yeah, let's just say that we were very happy with the food quality. Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So
we had
good.
wings one day that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We had when we went to Georgetown.
Oh, farmers.
So when you cross one of those, when you cross one of those, river, you get into the Georgetown area, so Hoyas, and we went to that place. You can say more about it, but it's from Idaho.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, you can say more about it, but it was phenomenal food and a big corn, like popcorn, like made, like warm popcorn that they.
Oh, yeah. So you have to be careful because there's a Founding Fathers restaurant, and this is Founding Fathers Farmers Restaurant, and it's in Georgetown, and it's in the marina area on the waterfront and everything, which is a really nice area. So they got some, it's 2-story. You got restaurants and shops on top and restaurants on the bottom, but it's not very large. It's maybe a couple blocks in the area. But so we go to that restaurant, and one of the things, so they had pimento biscuits, which those biscuits are awesome, are they not? And I've never had them like that in other places, but there's another restaurant in DC I've gone to where they make them that way. So it must be a Maryland or DC thing, but it's super tasty. And then you get the kettle corn, but it's literally made old school in a pot with the sugar hot melted. So you actually take the popcorn and it's hot. But yeah, and it's a big pot that they bring it out in, which was delicious. And then our meals were fantastic as well. So it was a great way to finish.
Yeah, we love food. So wherever we go, we always make sure to make some notes. And I got a friend who actually asked me already today, are we going to DC in September? So can you provide some great restaurants? So I already have a couple to give her. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. And then the cigar bar, fantastic. Met a famous individual that can't say the name, but let's just say he was a high-ranking military person. Very cool. Had some deep conversations, which was kind of neat. You made some friends where we were there 3 days in a row, and so were these guys, and they called you out, and it was cool. It was very diverse crowd, but everyone, it was very cool. Sports in the background. They do concierge cigars, so they get the cigar for you and bring it to you. Sometimes usually you have to get it yourself, and the drinks.
You had those Monte Cristo one. They were delicious.
Oh, yeah. So that was a ton of fun. A lot to do in DC, and if you haven't been to DC, so what Nick was referring to about Virginia, Arlington, Virginia is just over the Potomac. So it's literally from Ronald Reagan International Airport, like a 12-minute drive, Uber.
Yeah, it's fast.
So it's easy to get around DC, and walking's easy to get around. You also got your first GCDC, which stands for Grilled Cheese DC. It's a local establishment. They have like 21 different types of grilled cheese sandwiches. Which was a lot of fun. And you tried a drink for the first time. Okay. Let's talk about that.
All right. So everybody know I'm from Europe. So we don't have the same amount of bad drinks over there, drinks that we don't know where it's come from. And so Will was ordering his cheese, like his grilled cheese sandwich. And then he said, I will take a root beer with that. I'm like, I have no idea what it is, but I heard a few times about this. Let's take two so I can try it. Lord have mercy. This is the worst thing I put in my mouth in my lifetime. I was going to throw up as soon as it came in. I could not. Like, it's the worst taste ever. It's worse than medicine. And I was like, Will, I have no idea. I mean, how can anyone like this thing? So I just went up and I took a water and I just had to flush it out of my system.
But scraping your tongue with those fingers.
I was so bad.
I've never had seen somebody have a reaction like that to root beer.
I mean, seriously, comment below. Anyone like that thing? I don't understand. He drank two of them. I thought I was going to pass out seeing him drinking that drink. This is literally the worst thing ever. So I will not forget that but the grilled cheese sandwich was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So they have like, I don't know, 20 different sort of grilled cheese. And I remember before going, you mentioned that Spencer, your youngest son, was telling you about the fact that it's his favorite place to go in DC. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And I love cheese. So we went. And it was really, really good. So I highly recommend stopping by then before the rush time and just pick whatever cheese you want from the grilled cheese factory thing that they have. And it's worth it because it's extremely tasty.
It is.
Don't take root beer though.
Don't take the root beer, no. But their address is 1700 Pennsylvania Avenue. So those people who know 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is the White House. It's literally a 1 block away from the White House. You walk across the street and there you are.
So they added a lot of protection now, of course, because President Trump, like 2 times already trying to take his life out. So, you told me the first time, so I didn't know, but you told me that they made the restricted zone a lot broader now than before. So you really you don't come close. I mean, you can take picture, but it's you're really far from the entrance both way. They really closed it out completely. And it was also, of course, we were there. It was he was addressing the Capitol,
State of the Union.
State of the Union. So we were literally having a drink in front, very close to the Capitol, when he was giving his speech. So we were watching literally him giving his speech on TV, and he was literally across the street, 1 block away. Right. So that was pretty good experience to see that.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fascinating to see. The architecture is amazing, the paintings, artwork. But yeah, that fence threw me because I knew they put up an additional security fence, but I didn't know it pushed people out as far as it did. Understandably so. And then also the Lincoln Memorial is going through some renovations, and I wanted to show you where they have a spot on the steps where they mark it where Martin Luther King was when he gave the "I Had the Dream" speech. And they had that walled off now, that portion of the staircase, because they were fixing it. But
pretty impressive. The statue of Lincoln, that's huge.
It's massive. It's massive. Then those speeches. So for those of you who haven't been there, on the left side engraved in the wall is the Gettysburg Address, which is probably his most famous speech. And on the right side was his inaugural address after he got reelected as president. And I always make it a point to read it. It's very humbling. And you think about the country and what we've gone through in such a short period of time. But that period of time, I mean, candidly, the United States of America could have disintegrated. And so it was a unique period of time. And so it's humbling to go see that again.
I agree. I really enjoyed reading it as well and going through all those steps to see the huge statue on top, which is pretty impressive. And then when you're there from the stairs, which is like, big amount of stairs, you have the view literally on, normally it's water, but it was almost no water because of the temperature. And it was like sad visual because there's no green around, but I can see that during summertime should be beautiful. Oh, and then you have literally the Bill Clinton Memorial in front of you. And you have literally like the 3 monuments with the Capitol. And then you have in between, and then you have in between, you have the the World War II memorial, which is pretty cool. So you have like every single state plus the Guam and the Virgin Island or whatever it is. You have all of that, like each have their own crown kind of thing. So you can literally see every single state around, like one side Pacific side and the other side Atlantic side.
Yeah.
And again, unfortunately, there was normally there are fontaines. We can see that there are a lot of things happening normally, but it was empty. So that's why I would recommend for people to go during the summertime, because I'm pretty sure it's 10 times more beautiful when it's all green and all the water fontaines, waterfalls going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But really, for someone who had never really interest to go to DC, I highly recommend it. And that was like, we were there from Tuesday to Friday. And so the 3 nights we went at the cigar bar is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Thursday I can understand, but Tuesday, Wednesday, packed. Yeah. Restaurants, packed. Bars, packed. Like, I was like, it's not normal. It's a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and everything. And we stay until 1, 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It was literally, until we left, it was packed. So it's a lot more lively than some other places. So that's actually good to know and good to see. Service wise for at the restaurant and bars, fantastic services. I mean, I don't recall one place we went that I said people were not actually serving. Like every single one, from the grilled cheese place to the nice restaurant like on the corner for Hamilton, to the cigar bar, they knew us after 2 days. I mean, the third day, hi, you still want that? You still want that? So they knew what we drink and stuff. I mean, that's quality. And that's something you get in those fancy resorts when you go to, like Mexico or stuff like that. You have those kind of relationship on cruises for the great cruise line.
Yeah.
But in a city like this, I was not expecting that, but it was very, very positive.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Again, it's an easily walkable city. We didn't walk as much because it was cold, but if you went during a time where the weather was nicer, you could easily walk around and see a ton. We drove past Arlington National Cemetery, which was always very humbling. Also the Iwo Jima Memorial. I would recommend people, if you're trying to go to DC a little bit on a budget, check out Arlington hotels, because it literally is a 10 to 20 minute Uber drive to get into the heart of DC.
Good point.
And you could save some money that way. But we went to some uber posh hotel, the Intercontinental. And one of the things we learned from Lauren, giving her another shout out, is they brought us into the Intercontinental, just oozes money everywhere. It's just like dripping from the walls.
Marble everywhere.
Marble, yeah. And so we go into this one bar that they patterned it after the Oval Office. And so it's not a very large bar, but it's circular in nature. And their specialty drink is mint julep. And that was delicious. Like, I've had mint julep before, but this one was really, really well done.
No, absolutely. This place was fantastic. The Continental thing with the bar, the hotel with the bar. Then the Washington Hotel, that's where we had on the rooftop. Literally, it's all glass around, but it's long. It's like super big. It's not a little like rooftop. And it's all windows. So you can see, literally, you can go from one side, it's a corner. So you can see like Bill Clinton memorial. And on the other side, you have like the White House. You can literally see everything from the top floor. And then those bar upstairs, you have like 2 different or 3 different bar. So you have one just in the middle in the corner that it's like a normal bar, but then the 2 on the extremities are just loungy, like nice music, darker, like with nice lights. I mean, it's really highly recommended to go those places.
Yeah.
Go to DC. That's very different than what you're accustomed to see in other states or other cities.
No, absolutely. And so you can, do DC, and there's so much to do in that city. You got Arlington, Virginia, where there's plenty to see in that city. And then you're really not that far from Baltimore. Like, if you really want to get a blue crab cake, I mean, Baltimore.
Or you want to get killed?
Yeah. Only an hour train ride away. yeah, I mean, there's a lot in that area. And then of course you got the sports teams. So
I was going to say
hockey and basketball there, football, obviously. So you can take in all the major sports, concerts. I didn't even take you to the basketball arena.
No. I mean, again, we're going to go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched you watch a game like on TV where we had Cigar Bar, Washington, were playing Utah. And then there was also Washington Capitals playing. So yes, that's a very lively city, a lot to do. I saw afterwards that they have some specific show and spectacle that they have for touristic place to have drink, eat, and having a show at the same time. So that's something I would look up next time because it's definitely worth going from what I read. So definitely you will not be upset going there, but don't go for 1 or 2 days. I would go literally 3 nights minimum, 3-4 nights, and then you will have a better ability to see more. Because again, like you mentioned, they have tons of museum and they're all free.
Yeah,
that's also something. We went so many places. The Capitol, the
Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. We went inside. That was very interesting, and we went to the archives. So we went to all those places. You come in, you just have to pass security, and then you in. And then so it's pretty cool. And I heard that for the other museum, majority of them are the same way.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really, you have a lot to do. We were, there for work. So we worked during the day, but after work, we did pretty much everything I really wanted to see, but I know there's so much more.
Oh, there is. And you go by some of these buildings like the Treasury Building.
Oh, we went around. Yeah.
Yeah. FBI building. Like there's some places where you stop and you're like, you think about some of the decisions that are being made within those walls. And it's like, ooh, yeah, that's something. So a couple other just kind of random facts about DC. So Five Guys originated from DC.
I didn't know
so any fans of Five Guys, they originated out of DC. And any fans of The Exorcist in Georgetown, the steps where they filmed in the movie where you have this long, steep staircase is right there in Georgetown. So easy to see. So some different things to look at depending on your interest. So you could say, you get your picture in front of it and do that sort of stuff. But lots to do in DC. I never get bored with DC. Again, my youngest son, he loves going to DC because he likes to eat, and they actually have some great escape rooms. We didn't even do that this time, but if you're in the escape rooms, just there's just a lot. It's under, like you said, you were surprised. You went in with a preconceived notion, which is normal, I think, for most people when they think about Washington D.C. But it is a fun city. There's lots to do.
Yeah. 100%. I highly recommend it. And then, I know that you went to Philadelphia last time we went there, like you took the train to go there. So it's an easy access to go to other places like New York, like Baltimore, like Philly. You take a train and you can pretty much get anywhere from there. So
3.5, 4 hour train ride to Philly, New York, and Connecticut.
So I hope that that this short episode gave you like some highlights about what to do in our national capital, and maybe give you the hitch to go check it out.
Yeah, if you haven't done it as an American, you have to do it once. Like, you just think you should see your nation's capital at least once in your lifetime, make the trip. But even if it wasn't, or even if you've been there before, there's so much to do and take advantage of it. It's a really fun town. I wouldn't live there because of the traffic.
And taxes.
And taxes and stuff like that. But the visit,
I agree.
It's definitely on a short list of places I would go to. And I have. I've been there, 6-7 times now. So, and I always find something new.
There we go.
So much to do. All right, winners. So there you have it. Another episode in, and hopefully that what your patriotic fancy about seeing the Bill Clinton Memorial, the Washington Monument. But with that, please remember to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. Thanks again to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. And we look forward to seeing you on next Wanderlust Wednesday. In the meantime, be well, winners.
Bye, winners.